Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Hammer Drops. I'm your host, Lat. Today, we are going to get into a whole slew of different things. We're going to talk about the Michigan primary. We're going to talk about what these influencers and what the Democrats and mainstream media want you to believe that Joe Biden is winning when he's actually not. Because they want to throw percentages at you. Pay no attention to those percentages. You need to pay attention to the actual numbers. So we're going to get into that as well. We're going to also get into how a federal judge rules that a $1.7 trillion spending bill passed by Congress in 2022 is unconstitutional as well. Yeah, so let's kick this off, all right? So first and foremost, Trump, yet once again, won another state. This time, it was Michigan. Now, you would think by now, Haley would just gracefully bow out and just go on. And the funny thing about Haley, okay, the counties that she's actually winning, like in South Carolina, I believe she won like Columbia, Charleston, stuff like that. Those are usually, and the funny thing here is that those are Democrat counties. And those are the counties that Haley's winning. And by looking more into it in other counties and other states, folks, that's what she's winning. She's winning counties that are being voted by prominently Democrats. So I would be hard-pressed to actually sit here and I have to ask this. How many Republicans are actually voting for Nikki Haley? Is it just the Democrats? And that's why Haley's still in are the Democrats. Because, let's face it, Nikki Haley, the way she talks, the way she's presenting herself is a typical Democrat, okay? So that leads me to believe that she's just still in there to try and take votes away from Trump. Guess what? It's not working. It's far from working. And we'll get into that because, we know, I think Trump won. He had the largest vote turnout in South Carolina with almost 500,000 votes, okay? Oh, actually over 500,000. Over 500,000 people voted for Trump over in the South Carolina primaries, where I think it was only 126,000 people came out and voted for Biden. Now, if this was the election, I'm sorry, folks, but there is absolutely no way in hell Biden's going to win. And if you look at all the numbers for each state, okay, like let's take Michigan right now. So Trump got 756,974 votes in Michigan, okay? Nikki Haley got 294,907. But those votes were in prominently Democrat counties that she won, okay? And then you go over to, good old Joe Biden. He got 618,441 votes. Okay, that's it. That's all he got. And they have him at 81% for his, for the Democrat ticket, which is basically uncommitted, which was 101,000 votes, that's going to hurt him because he's pissed off a lot of Democrats. And those are who are running uncommitted. And then you have two other people that literally 3% and 2.7, whereas, Trump, people are still voting for guys like Vivek, Chris Christie, DeSantis, uncommitted, so on and so forth. So, there's more people in the Republican primary than there are in the Democrat primary. But the point of the matter is here, Trump, 756,000 to Biden, 618,000. Over 100,000 more votes Trump got. So if this was the election, Trump would win that state. And the same thing would have happened with New Hampshire, Iowa, South Carolina, so on and so forth. So don't believe all the hype that they're trying to put around this, that Biden's actually doing good. Biden's not doing good, okay? And it's only a matter of time, the Democrats are squirming, so it's only a matter of time before they're going to lose their shit, okay? And as we can already see by politicians losing their shit, you notice a lot of different politicians on both sides of the aisle, they're not seeking re-election next year, or this year, I'm sorry. They're not seeking re-election. Mitch McConnell is officially announced that he's not going to, he's done. As of November, he's done. That's it. Finally, Mr. Rhino himself is going to be gone, and he can take his Chinese national wife and both go fuck off in China for all I care. And that's just where I stand with that. So, yeah. Super Tuesday's coming here soon. That's 21 states. There's absolutely no way in hell Nikki Haley is going to beat Trump. There's no way. As it stands right now, Trump's already got over 100 more delegates than Nikki Haley does, and you only need 1,215 delegates to win the nomination. And I think Super Tuesday is going to probably put Trump really close to that. Whereas good old Joe Biden, he's got 206, and again, virtually running unopposed. So whoopee-doo. But they're going to want to focus on that number for you. So that's just the way they are. Also, this is a fun thing for me to have come across. According to Axios in Chicago, Gen Z and millennial voters were key to Biden's victory in 2020. Okay. Because they were turning out in huge numbers and favoring him by 20 points in 2020 per a Pew Research Center analysis. But now polls are showing that Biden's staunch support for Israel is hurting him with the young voters because, all those young voters are pro-Palestine. Start waking up, folks, and you'll see it. So, by the numbers, Biden got 52% to Trump's 48% in a new Axios Generational Lab survey of voters between the ages of 18 and 34. 49% of the 18 to 29-year-olds supported Trump, compared with 43% for Biden in December, New York Times, and the New York Times poll. Yeah, that's not good for the Democrat Party because they were all so hell-bent and said that they have the young voters and you have all these young influencers that are all throughout all the social media saying that Gen Z is going to vote for Biden. Folks, don't believe the fucking bullshit that they're spewing. It's all propaganda. The United States is the biggest propaganda machine there is. They provide you more propaganda than China. If that's hard to believe, but really, that's what's fucking going on here. And again, I apologize for my swearing, but yeah, fuck it. This is my show. I can do whatever the fuck I want, right? I can swear as much as I want. Fuck. All right. So, Super Tuesday's coming. Hopefully by then, Nikki Haley pulls her head out of her ass and decides, hey, it's time for me to drop out. It's not going to happen because they need her in there to take votes from Trump to try to slow him down, number one. But number two, she's the backup plan for whatever they have planned next for Trump because nothing's working. And we all know that the only thing that's left, they're going to try. And there's only been a couple other presidents that actually had that happen to. Stay tuned for that. In other news, so guess who's in the news now? Lauren Boebert's son has been arrested on multiple felony charges in connection with string of thefts, police have said in Colorado. Ooh, this is not going to bode well for her, Little Miss Movie Theater. Yeah. See, I have a little bit of an issue with Lauren Boebert. I don't trust her. She just gives you that bad, like that shiver that goes down your spine. And she says she's for the people. I don't believe so, but digress. So her son, Tyler J. Boebert, 18, faces 5 felony charges and more than a dozen misdemeanor offenses in connection to a recent string of vehicle trespass and property thefts. He is charged with 4 counts of criminal possessions of ID documents belonging to multiple victims, 1 count of conspiracy to commit a felony, and over 15 additional misdemeanor and petty offenses, the department said. Now, you can look at it one of 2 ways. Is the kid guilty? Well, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't see it. I don't have the evidence. But according to this, the news, it's very well possible that he did this. So now what? I mean, Lauren Boebert, she's got her hands full now. This is definitely going to hurt her case. And that's why I'm also, I'm kind of wondering, knowing that it's going to most likely hurt her, not her case, but her re-election efforts in a different district. I'm wondering if this was just, I don't know, maybe there's just some fishiness around it. But then again, conspiracy theorist over here, and, most of the stuff was right. Speaking of conspiracy theories, before we move on to the next segment, if you live in Illinois or anywhere around, it's February, have you noticed like the warmer weather? Here in Illinois, end of February, yesterday, okay, we got up to 76 degrees in February. To have the temperatures drop by 50 degrees, and it's only it hasn't even hit 30 degrees yet today. And we had snow, we had rain, we had tornadoes, we had severe thunderstorms, and yet they're going to blame this on climate change. And yet it's not. It's called manipulating weather. They've been doing it forever. They have, it's just a simple search. They have patents all about this, all over the web that you can read about. Former presidents have talked about it. This has been going on for quite a while. You think contrails up in the air or chemtrails or contrails. Difference is contrails disappear. Chemtrails do not. Chemtrails are in X's. Contrails are not. X's help the chemicals that they're pouring out into our atmosphere to be able to do what they need to do. That's why it's in an X formation. Think about it. So when you sit there and you see the weather getting all messed up and you wonder, look up to Alaska. It's called HARP. Okay. And there's other areas in the United States that have mini HARPs, so to speak, I guess you can say. I like to call them mini HARPs. And HARP is designed to shoot high frequencies up into the atmosphere to create weather, essentially. So when you have this amount of power that's shooting up into the atmosphere and doing what it's doing, of course, it's going to disrupt. Therefore, they need these chemicals throughout. When they put the chemtrails out, it helps to control the weather. China has done it. They can make it rain into a spot that hasn't had rain, so this way it can prevent flooding. The Haiti earthquake is said to have been caused by HARP's energy. Other countries have this technology as well. So it's not just the U.S. that has it. A whole bunch of other countries have it. But people want to believe that weather manipulation isn't true, isn't real. It's climate change. Folks, it's not climate change. They're manipulating the weather and they're tricking you into believing that they're not. So just a little bit of history on that. So it's not climate change. Don't believe these weirdo climate activists that say, oh my God, the polar caps are melting and blah, blah, blah. Shut up already. We know what it's about. It's to control. So there you have it. So, Lauren, let's get on to a federal judge. That federal judge has rules at 1.7 trillion spending bill was unconstitutional that Congress passed in 2022. Go figure, right? So, Lubbock, Texas federal judge ruled Tuesday that lawmakers unconstitutionally passed the $1.7 trillion government funding bill in 2022, when they did so under a pandemic-era rule allowing members of the U.S. House of Representatives to vote on the matter by proxy instead of in person. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, God, I love that man. He's a damn good AG. A Republican requested the courts block a provision of the funding bill that gave pregnant workers strong legal protections. The U.S. District Judge Wesley Hendricks reviewed the request and issued a limited ruling on one of two provisions Paxton sought to have blocked. Hold on, I'm still reading. Stronger legal protection. So essentially, okay. So Ken Paxton, who is a Republican, he wanted provisions of the funding bill that gave pregnant workers stronger legal protections. Okay. So now that we're clear, I get a little tongue-tied sometime. So the judge, Hendricks, reviewed the request. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Hendricks appointed by former Trump, President Trump, ruled the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act was wrongfully passed, blocking the law from being enforced against the state as an employer. The Pregnant Workers Fairness Act, enacted in December 2022, requires employers to provide reasonable accommodations for pregnant workers, which is, that's reasonable. In his ruling, Hendricks noted that his injunction is only applicable to state government employees. Paxton filed a lawsuit last year arguing the federal spending package was unconstitutionally passed because over half the House of Representatives were not physically present to provide for a vote. They all voted proxy. When Republicans took control of the House in 2022, they ditched the proxy rule after challenging it in court unsuccessfully. Hendricks said in a 120-page ruling that over 200 years leading up to the voting proxy rule's adoption, Congress understood that the majority of members of the House or Senate were required to be physically present to have a quorum to pass legislation, as stipulated under the Constitution Quorum Clause. In a quote, Congress acted irregularly by passing the largest spending bill in U.S. history with fewer than half the members of the U.S. House bothering to do their jobs. Show up and vote in person, Paxton said. Former Speaker Nancy Pelosi abused proxy voting under the pretext of COVID-19 to pass this law. Go figure. It's not the first time. It won't be the last. Then Biden signed it, knowing they violated the Constitution. This was a stunning violation of the rule of law. I'm relieved the court upheld the Constitution. So, does that surprise you guys at all? That, Biden would do something unconstitutional? He's going against SCOTUS, the Supreme Court, with this whole let's buy votes and, let's forgive some of these kids' college educations, mostly rich kids, by the way. But I digress. So Hendricks also found in this ruling that Texas did not have standing to challenge $20 million appropriated in the bill to fund a program providing case management and other services to non-citizens during immigration removal proceedings. Yeah, go figure. All right. So we got some more here. Yeah, because this next one. So how many I don't know if you've heard about the Georgia college student that was murdered by an illegal. As we know, that the country of Venezuela has essentially just unleashed everybody out of their prisons and told them to go north, go to America. That's it. They emptied their prisons, got rid of their gang members and all that stuff, and they're all here now. Notice that the crime rates in those Democrat-run cities are going through the roof, where they're stealing your phone, wiping out your bank accounts, your credit cards, all that stuff, and then turning around selling the phones. But police, this right here, I have this. Police records reveal explosive evidence against illegal brothers. So Lake and Riley tried to reach 911 during the deadly encounter, Athens police confirmed. So this girl was trying to get, a hold of the police department. So this is just crazy. All right. So Georgia nursing student Riley tried calling 911 last week when a Venezuelan national allegedly attacked her on the University of Georgia campus, according to Athens Clark County Police, who declined to release the call in response to public records request. Of course, why would they release it? The revelation explains one of the charges against murder suspect Jose and whatever. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his fucking last name. Filed Friday related to violently interfering with a 911 call. Police had previously said they received a non-emergency call from a friend of Riley's reporting her missing when she failed to return home from her morning run Thursday. Authorities did release other documents in the case, however, revealing the suspected killer's brother, Diego, another illegal immigrant from Venezuela, showed he had little regard for the law between his arrival in the U.S. and when he allegedly handed police a fraudulent green card. Go figure. that had 2 mismatched birth dates printed on it, according to police documents. In this first encounter with Athens Clark police, he allegedly sped past an officer on Atlanta highway going 80 miles an hour in a 40 with no license or insurance and sipping from an ice cold can of Bud Light. Well, that's good to know that these illegal immigrants love that Bud Light. Hey, Bud Light, I think you just found people to buy your shit-ass beer, your woke-ass beer. The officer says, I opened the driver's door and ordered him to step out of the vehicle, but he turned and began reaching inside of the vehicle, so I forcibly pulled him out, the investigating officer wrote, according to police documents obtained by Fox News Digital. The driver struggled and was brought to the ground where there was a short struggle to handcuff him. First and foremost, these illegals are coming over here, and this is what they're doing. I get it. People don't like police. They don't, whatever. There has to be law and order or else you're going to have complete anarchy. And if you have complete anarchy, all hell is going to break loose. And you don't want that. You need law and order. I'm just looking at a picture of this guy. Me looking at this guy, I just want to smack him. He just looks like a piece of shit, and this is what Biden and his administration wants to come here. Okay. This guy, him and his brother come here illegally, criminals, obviously. And have we heard one peep from the Biden administration? Nope. Have we heard anything else outside of what's on digital? Nope. We haven't. Because it goes against their narrative. It goes against their whole bullshit that the border is safe. We got to thank Kamala Harris for taking control of that border, right, Kamala? Oh, that's right. You're probably in the bedroom with Montel Williams and the other broad, sleeping your way to the top just where you're at. With no regard to human life, American human life. The blood of this young lady is on your hands, the Biden administration hands, for allowing these illegal criminals to cross our borders without vetting them. This is what's happening. And they are all over the place in mostly Democrat-run states because people have left. Okay? So, in Spanish, he allegedly admitted to drinking 7 beers before the stop, and he did not have a driver's license. I'll go figure. Federal prosecutors announced charges against him last week after he allegedly handed over a fake green card to the police. We're on the hunt for his brother in connection with Riley's brutal murder. So, yeah. Yeah, Diego, yeah, he looks like a pathetic piece of shit, too. He told the police that he didn't speak English and allegedly handed over the green card and had 2 separate dates on birth. We already been through that. Diego entered into the country illegally in April 2023. Go figure. Days after the DUI charges, police responded to his apartment for a domestic disturbance. Go figure there, but did not arrest him. The documents. I don't know why they wouldn't have arrested him. If he's there for a domestic disturbance, somebody should have went to jail. And apparently this low-life piece of shit should have went to jail. Why they didn't arrest him when he's an illegal should be making you ask why. Both brothers were cited on October 27, 2023 for allegedly stealing more than $200 from an Athens Walmart. Oh, again, go figure. That's what's going on here. I'm just going to keep going, This is the first time I've actually opened this article, so you're getting this firsthand. So, let's keep on going. If you want to see it, it's on Fox, and they have all the police reports on here and all that stuff. So here we go. But the records show Diego returned on December 8th and allegedly stole more items. Go figure. This time getting banned from Walmart stores for a 2-year period and booked into county jail. See, that's what Walmart does now. You can go to Walmart, you can shoplift from Walmart, and they're going to kick you out. They're not going to call the cops. They're just going to kick you out and ban you. But if you steal a lot or you go back there, that's when they're going to call the cops, So you get multiple strikes for Walmart. Go figure. So his brother, Jose, Bradley's suspected killer, entered the country illegally in 2022, but was freed on border parole, which allowed him to travel to New York City and then Athens, according to authorities. More documents. Athens Mayor Ken Gritz on Wednesday faced protests at news briefing on public safety in the city, which is about 70 miles east of Atlanta. Hecklers called for his resignation, which I agree, when he denied Athens is a sanctuary city and shouted him down when he blamed the 2019 resolution supporting undocumented foreigners on then President Trump. See what they're doing? They're literally blaming Trump for the illegal immigrants committing crimes. I mean, Trump hasn't been in office since, January 20th, 2021 is when he officially left, and yet they're still blaming Trump. I mean, these boys came in after Trump and committed these crimes after Trump. So how is it Trump's fault? And I don't know about you, but I'm going to go on the record and I'm going to say this. When Trump wins 2024 and his first day in office, he better keep his fucking promise and do the biggest deportation in U.S. history or in the world, and deport all these motherfuckers and put them back over across that southern border. And then let them know you cross that border again, that's it. It's shoot to kill. No more games. Get them the fuck out of here. Venezuela doesn't want to take their fucking people back because they purposely and knowingly let them out of prisons so they can come here, so we can deal with it. Well, guess what? If that's the case, you don't want to take them. I say put them all on a fucking plane, give them a parachute, kick them off the fucking plane and be like, figure it out, motherfucker. That's it. You're killing our people because that's all you know. That's what your country is. That's all you fucking know. So, yeah, I don't know how many of you agree with that. Let me know. Let me know if you agree with that. Let me know if you agree with Trump when he gets into office with the biggest deportation in U.S. history, because I think it needs to happen. Because what the Democrats, again, and I've covered this before, what the Democrats want you to believe is that families are crossing the border when women and children are not crossing the border anymore. The children that are crossing are the ones being trafficked. Okay. The people that are crossing the borders now are fighting aged military men. That's it. That's what's crossing our borders. That's what Biden's letting in, and they're not doing a damn thing. And these Democrats are going to sit there and piss and moan because they want you to believe that it's the Republicans that are causing the holdup with the border when it's not. Listen, if the Democrats can pull their head out of their ass for just a minute and stop trying to piggyback a legitimate border bill with funding for fucking Ukraine and Israel, then maybe you can actually get a vote on a border bill. Leave the other crap out of it because we know you want to get more of that billions of dollars back in your fucking pocket. We're not stupid. And by the way, when we're doing our taxes, if any of you government officials are fucking listening to me, where do we write down for the dependents of the 6-7 million people that you fucking let in here? I would really love to know that. I'm sure everybody else would too. But that's okay, because you're going to continue taking money from the people that need it the most, like the VA hospitals are redirecting funds for the fucking immigrants. It's only a matter of time before the American people the American people are sick and tired of it. Chicago is sick and tired of it. You're taking away from the communities that need it the most to give to these migrants that all they want to do is commit crimes because you're a sanctuary city. And somehow you find millions of dollars to be able to do this. When if you've had those millions of dollars, why didn't you give it to the towns and the communities that needed it the most? Instead, let's give it to them. Shows us that you give a shit less about an American citizen than you do a foreign national. And that's where it's at. Folks, I hope you liked this episode. Be sure, if you know somebody that this episode may offend, share it with them, because I love to offend people. That's just what I do. Don't forget to like the episode. Leave me a review if you want. But most importantly, let's end the show on a great fucking note. Lock down our borders, secure it, fuck Ukraine, and fuck Joe Biden. I'm out.